There is no such thing as sex addiction, and counselors who call themselves sex addiction therapists are poorly trained. They have little to no data to support their approach, and it's also poorly defined. That's why the DSM, the statistical manual that therapists use to diagnose problems, chose not to include sex addiction or hypersexuality in the new version, the new edition of the DSM. They didn't even include it in an appendix to study it further because they didn't take it seriously. I think they were right. The sex addiction, to have sex addiction, you have to be kind of addicted to something external to the body, like alcohol or a drug, and sex is part of it, so that doesn't qualify. So using a disease model for sex is not a useful concept, and what it does is reinforce guilt and shame about sex instead of taking a sex positive approach. So what I'm saying is that sex addiction itself is a myth, but this doesn't mean that some people don't have problems being out of balance, like becoming too obsessed with sex, like on the internet or whatever, pornography. And those people come to my office and I help them get into balance by doing basic cognitive behavioral therapy and helping them realize that sex is a good thing, but you have to put it in a context along with other things too. And so the sex addiction people would say they know exactly what's healthy, how many times you should masturbate in a week, for example. I don't think we know that. I think that varies a lot between different people. So instead of instilling guilt and shame about sex, I try to provide a sense of balance so that a person accepts themselves for who they are, but that they get beyond being compulsive and obsessive about sex.